What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, Nicki Minaj's album Pink Friday 2 dropped, and now she's currently on a promo run for the album. She's not doing traditional media outlets this time, right? She's picking and choosing who she wants to be interviewed by, and a lot of it is new media. She did something with Funny Marco. She has an interview coming with Joe Budden, and then last night she was doing a interview slash sit down with Cenat. Kai is an extremely successful streamer, and he had about 300 some thousand people watching his live at 1:30 a.m. 300,000 people watching his live at 1:30 in the morning. That just shows you his reach and the impact that he has on the young generation, right? Now, Kai is not traditional media, but a lot of the rappers embrace him. They run to his platform and they have a good time when they talking to him. As you saw with Offset, right? Cardi B's husband. You saw them when they're having a good time. They was playing video games, just chilling and kicking it, but having a good conversation, and the people gravitated to it, right? So Nicki Minaj went on Kai's platform. She on there having a good time, talking to Kai, twerking with his people, his family, all of that. It was a vibe, right? Elliott Wilson, former editor-in-chief of XXL magazine and founder and CEO of Rap Radar, he did not like that at all, right? Elliott gets mad anytime a big hip-hop artist goes to a non-traditional media outlet, right, to talk to an interviewer or do an interview. He don't like that. He feels like, well, Elliott is of the old guard. As I just mentioned, he was the former editor-in-chief of XXL. So he feels like you should be coming to talk to him because he is a prominent voice, or he once was a prominent voice in hip-hop, and that should still remain the same. And okay, yeah, if you want people to come talk to you, cool. But here's the problem. Elliott Wilson will down other non-traditional media platforms in hopes of elevating himself. Now, he'll denigrate other media platforms and the rappers for going to those platforms in order to bolster himself up. And that's the problem I have, right? Elliott posted a pic of Nicki Minaj twerking with Kai and his people, and he captioned the picture, "Hip-hop journalism," right? Now, he did that as a way to slight Kai and to be funny and to be snark about Kai and his platform, which is whack to me. That's whack. I don't like that. Let's be honest here. Traditional media outlets do not have the same power or relevance that they once had. They used to be gatekeepers for who in hip-hop was going to blow up. Like, for real, XXL magazine, The Source, Hot 97, they determined oftentimes if you were going to be the next dude that was up. If you went up there and did a great freestyle at Hot 97, you were bound to get some looks, and people were going to be looking, trying to search up your music. They're going to try to listen to your mixtapes, etc. If XXL did a feature on you, or wrote a story on you, you were going to be the dude you were next up, right? What was that? The Source. Did The Source have unsigned hype? Was that XXL? Was that The Source? The Source, I think, right? They would have the unsigned hype portion of the magazine telling everybody to listen to your music, and they would be the determiner. They would determine where your career would go. Nowadays, things are not like that anymore. And you have people like Elliott Wilson who are mad that the gatekeeping days are over. And I don't know why Elliott is mad at Nicki. Well, he's mad at Kai because Nicki decided, she said yes to the interview, right? But honestly, I know why. He's being passive aggressive. Here. We got to be honest. He can't cuss out Nicki Minaj and snap on her the way he wants to for going on there. So he's going to go to the young kid, the young man, Kai Cenat, and try to trash him out and try to be denigrating and snarky to him because he knows that Kai is not going to probably respond with this crazy tirade on him in a way that he feels like will embarrass him in the way that Nicki Minaj would, right? Nicki Minaj will go on a tirade and try to embarrass him publicly, and the barbs will get at him crazy. And I think he feels like he can't escape that wrath. Now, he feel like he probably can escape Kai Cenat's wrath because, hey, this is just a young little kid. He can't do nothing to me. He don't hold no weight in the industry, et cetera, et cetera. And so he chose to go at Kai, which I think is trash. That's terrible. I think it's trash. Honestly, right, I'm going to say this. I think it's smart for artists to go to the new media platforms. Yes, do I think they should go to the old media platforms? Yeah, for sure. That would be dope. I think that would be definitely something that still should be done. But I think they should also go to the newer platforms because it could really help them connect to a younger following, especially if they're an older artist or a veteran artist like Nicki Minaj. She's been around for a long time. And this is a way for her to connect to the younger crowd by going on Cenat's platform, talking and having fun with him, chilling and kicking it with his people, showing her personality on his platform. And I think it will help her sell more records or help the younger fans be more interested in her. I really do. So I think it's a smart move by her. Like I said before, Elliott is just mad because people aren't always just going through the old guard anymore. And the current and new artists are watching how the old guard are moving. And I promise you, Elliott doing stuff like this is going to hurt him with the newer generation artists who are blowing up. Even the older artists might look at Elliott in them funny style. Like, hold on, you going to get mad because we go to these other platforms? And maybe we just happen not to go to yours. You going to cuss us out? Like, nah, I don't want to go over there to you now. They might try to steer away from Elliott because of how he's carrying himself and how he's conducting this whole situation. So I think he got to be smart about all of this. You know what I mean? And then I don't like this because Elliott complains about Drake going to people outside of the culture for interviews. You know, like, oh, y'all going out. Like, he told Drake, basically, I ain't mad that Drake did an interview with such and such, but I'm mad at the fact, I'm pointing out that, people going outside of the culture to do interviews. He don't have to talk to me. Just don't talk to people outside of the culture. Well, Cenat, even though he's a streamer and he plays video games and all of that and kicks it with his friends, he's very interested in hip-hop music. He likes it. He has rappers on all the time. He loves rap music. He's talking to all the rappers, Lil Durk, all of the artists, 21 Savage, all of the dudes of the newer generation. And he seems to be, T Grizzly, I believe, too, talking to a lot of the newer artists. He at least seems to really enjoy and love hip-hop, and he's a black young man. So why are you trashing him? You know what I mean? It's not a person who's outside of the culture. This is not some white kid in goddamn on Nova Scotia who grew up in a background where he was just listening to jazz music or classical music, and he's trying to grift to hip hop. This is not that's not that situation. Kai is a young black brother doing his thing, and I don't like it. Kai is a very, very positive spirited brother, and he don't bother nobody. But here come Elliott trying to be bully on the block, trying to bully the young dudes and strong arm the young dudes. And see, that's why the old generation and the new generation have a divide. Because it's the older generation who be hating on the young kids and trashing every single thing they do. Yeah, you don't have to like everything. But it's like rarely any positivity that comes from certain people like Elliott Wilson at times, right? No positivity, all negative, all hate. And yeah, you don't have to praise and you don't have to like everything a person does. But Cenat is obviously doing something right if he has 300,000 people on his live at 1:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? Yes, he's interviewing Nicki Minaj, but a lot of people can interview Nicki Minaj and they ain't running 300,000 of people ain't coming to the Nicki Minaj interview at 1:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? Kai, he does his own thing, and he worked hard to develop a strong following. Worked hard for many years to develop a strong following that truly supports him. So why can't he get love? Why can't Nicki come over there and come kick it with him and come talk to him? You know what I mean? He worked his ass off for that following as Elliott Wilson worked his ass off to get where he got to go. So Elliott got to stop that hate, man. Don't do that. You feel me? Young black brother doing his thing, interviewing a prominent artist, trying to help doing this thing on his platform and generating buzz with not just Nicki Minaj, other artists as well. And you got a hip hop, what should I say, pioneer or a hip hop elder statesman trying to trash him. That ain't cool. That ain't cool, and it's unacceptable. And if you want the younger artists to come rock with you, and if you want to bridge the gap between the newer and younger generation, stuff like that has got to stop. Just because he didn't go to college and get a liberal arts degree, communication degree, and all that, don't mean he's not qualified to sit and talk with Nicki Minaj. He can have just the great questions. He can have questions as great as yours. You know what I mean? He can have questions even better than yours. That don't mean just because he ain't got no degree and he ain't go to this school of journalism and he didn't work at this magazine and write all these different articles and all of that, now you're going to scoff at him? No, bro. That's whack. That's lame. Elliott got to cut that out. And Nicki Minaj called him out on that as well, as I think she should have. And yeah, defend the young boy. Young boy went on there. Cenat had you on the platform. Y'all was enjoying y'all time. Don't hate on that young black brother, man. Show him some love and give him some pointers, or hell, Elliott, you could take some notes for the young brother because his internet following is bigger than yours. Everything is digital nowadays, right? Everything is on the internet and all of that. Hey, listen and look at what the young brother is doing and see what you can, I'm not saying copy off the youth or try to be something that you're not or try to be younger than what you are, but see what he's doing and see where you can find your niche within the media field. Now, Elliott was doing his thing with them Crown interviews he used to do back in the day for Tidal, for Jay-Z. But it's like, yo, nah, man. And she did say, hey, man, Elliott. She said Elliott think he could do what he want to do because he rock with Jigga Man, right? And she told him, take Jigga nuts out your mouth for a second, which is wild. That's crazy. That's disrespectful, right? But yeah, it is. I think Elliott does let his association, his affiliation with Jay-Z get him bigger than his britches. And I don't like that. I'm Jay-Z, my favorite rapper of all time, right? Next to Tip. Them my favorites, right? But yeah, people be letting that Jigga affiliation go to their head and start scoffing and poo-pooing and sticking their nose up in the head of other people when they doing something. Like, bro, knock it off, bro. Knock it off. Cenat has something to bring to the hip-hop, positive energy, new energy to bring to the hip-hop world, and people are enjoying it. So why hate? Why be disrespectful? Why try to act like he's irrelevant and it's just it's beneath you? It should be beneath artists, powerful artists, big artists to go on his platform. That's lame. That's corny. That's funny style. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.